Hi, Pisces. Welcome to December. I'm Tamil, if you're new here, and every month I channel Oracle guidance for the Overflow community at large, which is you, and then we go deeper in the sanctuary with the rest of your guidance for the month as it relates to money, career, relationships, platonic, romantic, business partnerships. We also look at our mental body, emotional body, and then what's going on in the spirit for us as a person and as an archetype of the zodiac. So I invite you to join us there. It is our private social network. So there is a community, a global community that you have access to talk about all the spiritual things, as well as meeting live once a month as a group to kind of go over how the guidance played out for the month. And it's just really a place to be seen and to connect. And we love it. So I invite you to join us. We learn a lot together from each other. It's a really sacred place. I'm excited about the way it's unfolding. Feeling really gushy and emotional talking about it. Must be your Piscean energy. I'm a Pisces moon. And when I started getting into your energy, I felt a little irritated. And I feel like you're a little bit annoyed at the way you love people. And it what I'm hearing is appreciation. I'm also hearing rejection and being discarded, like once you love them so well, and then they start embodying what you always saw within them, and then there's like a shift in the energy, and you're like, oh, really? And so there's something going on there around either you wanting more validation or you wanting to be needed. So we're going to see what this is about. But it also is probably about you communicating more around what you want and what you need, because everybody isn't as psychic, basically. So of course, like, you know exactly what people need and when they need it, but you also have to be able to speak up for yourself. Yup. Cleaning house at the bottom of the deck. Strength is coming apart. But it's a strength because, let me tell you something. You are making room for connection, for relationship, where you're not a healer, where you're not their healer, you're their lover, you're their friend, okay? And while it feels good to be loved by you, you consume yourself with the loving of the person. And so you lose yourself. That's why it has to dissolve, because you need to find yourself again. May have been the mess made, or you may be going down a very similar path, or you may be healing relationship dynamics in all types of relationships, and you're just like, okay, I don't want to do it like that anymore. I want to experience love. How do you experience love in a healthy and detached way, especially as we're shifting into this Aquarian energy? The image or the feeling that I'm feeling is a little bit of resentment, potentially even some jealousy And it really sucks because that's not the way you intend. Like, you fall in love with the purity of a soul, and then as you are like starting to shine or starting to like, as you find yourself, I feel like again, it repels or that's when the energy shifts. People probably like you better when you, not everybody, obviously not the right people, but like you better when you're consumed with them. So you have the gentle gardener here as the challenge. And this is, I feel like, you listening to the wisdom of your crone self, your elder self, your future self, but also your ancestors and guides. And I'm also feeling like they just might not be so gentle with you right now. They're probably ripping shit away so that you don't hurt anymore, that you don't keep stepping in this mess. So let's see what the book says, Pisces. The way that I'm feeling, it's like having to navigate, because obviously you're not Cancer, right? So what I'm about to say may sound different or weird, but the way that you love is a very mothering, but it can also be smothering. And I feel like there is a shift in you learning how to get your own needs met and how to express like the vastness of your capacity in a way that centers you, not the other. Now is the time to take separate paths. The coming apart card is a sign to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, disillusion, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. Separation brings good fortune. And I actually don't think you could try to fight for what's not working anymore. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be in a relationship. It could be with a goal that you set, a commitment that you made to yourself that's taking too much energy from you. It's not in alignment. It's not easy as it should be. It's not flowing as it should be. It's really, really forced. And so I do think that as you make more room, as you clear things out, you'll see that you've been working too hard. You've been doing too much work. It can be easier. It should be easier. Do you harbor resentment? How often do you reinforce negativity by affirming lack and limitation? Every time you send out a desire for something but secretly harbor a belief you're undeserving of it, you plant weeds in the gardens of your dreams. When the gentle gardener appears in the reverse position, or in this challenge position, she reminds you to be aware of any negative thoughts or selfish motives. She encourages you to step back and pay close attention to the thought seeds you send out into the world. Weeds choke the life out of your beautiful garden. No need to fret. However, because once you recognize this, you can always remove a bad seed and replace it with a healthy one. One monkey don't stop no show. And replace it with a healthy one. Forgiveness is your most powerful and restorative tool. So here's the thing. You can identify and recognize a problem or an unhealthy dynamic and get to the place where you often go, which is unconditional love, right? But you don't have to love unconditionally and continue to be attached. Okay? That's what this is. It's you not being attached. This is also, Pisces, you having a goal for yourself, whether you intended to build something with someone else or you thought it was going to work out differently with a certain organization or whatever. This is you releasing or needing to release whatever validation or whatever elevation that you thought would come from being associated with this place, with this organization, with this company, with this person. Because what you thought was beneficial was actually harmful. Additionally, and we'll get into this as we see what's going on, because you're so psychic and because you can feel into other people's emotions, you're not intending to cross boundaries. You can just read the shift in people's energy and you just know that something's off or they're feeling away or whatever. You internalize that and you let it get you upset, and then you start to like govern how you feel and how you move based on how somebody else feels, and that's not it. That's what you need to shift from, because you need to stay within yourself. You need to be creating and moving and making decisions from a place of what's best for you, not based on how somebody feels about you or you trying to prove something to somebody else, or like, oh yeah, I see that they feel away. Oh yeah, they feel like this. Well, they ain't seen nothing. Just So let me get some closing guidance for you guys that won't be staying with us in the sanctuary, just to kind of Eight of Wands, Two of Earth. Shine anyway, but also communicate your truth. You have to make a decision now not to sacrifice or repress or to push down how you feel. You need to let it out. You need to process these emotions, and you need to allow for the transformation of relationship dynamics to a healthier and whole state, because they don't necessarily have to dissolve. There's opportunity for transformation in some of them, especially in Sagittarius season, but you need to get it over with. So, like, you need to cut it. Like, it needs to be resolved. Three of Cups, which is your energy. Two of Swords at the bottom. So, make the choice to clear the air, and keep it moving. Okay. I'll be petty in the sanctuary. Bye, y'all.